How I move in the city. It's not a Hollywood script. I've done it for real. From one end of Baghdad to Fallujah, Karbala, I've done it for real. But first of all, just know that we love Land Cruisers and four-wheel drives. This urban bug out bag, these two here are virtually identical. I move things around back and forth just depending on where I'm going and the possible threat that I may encounter in a city environment. I live right between Memphis and Nashville, so it kind of depends on where I'm going and what I'm doing. These other big packs back here, these are for a wooded environment, desert environment, or vehicle survival, long term. There's enough food in these bags for a good 14 days. There's cold weather gear, there's tents, there's sleeping bags, surgical supplies, just about everything you can imagine. This bag here, this is one of the bags I had in the military. I'll never get rid of that one. I had to carry that pack right there many a times. But anyway, these urban packs. This one's still here. This one's closed up. And sometimes I'll put this one in my son's vehicle and I'll just move them around. But the items that are here come out of this bag. And both bags have these canteens with the steel containers on the inside. These steel containers, you can treat your water. You can use them to cook with or whatnot. I've got inside here, I've got lighters, I've got chapstick, I've got wax, I've got a little bit of string in these, water purification tablets, different things like that. But this book here, if you don't have it, get it. The official U.S. Army Survival Manual, Department of the Army. This book right here is the Bible, the Quran, the Torah of survival. It gives you a good baseline of common sense approaches to a lot of things. It's primarily for wooded and desert environments, but the foundation of it also applies to the city and urban environment. So moving right along, always keep an extra arm, sidearm, inside one of these packs. Well, now both of these have arms in them, but this arm here goes in this pack, and I have one inside of this pack in the back here. Both packs will always have a knife. Both packs will always have a sidearm. This is the Russian Makarov inside this pack here. If you don't know what the Russian Makarovs are, long before Glocks came along, the Russian Makarovs existed. And they are the Kalashnikovs, the AK-47s of handguns. It's what bin Laden had in his hand when he was killed. They are extremely tough and reliable. The Russian Makarovs. So you want to have a sidearm. These MREs got at least 3,500 to 5,000 calories. What I always do is, somewhere on the bag, I always just put a slit there. They all have that little slit. What that does, it lets the air out and you can compress these and make them really flat so they'll fit in your packs better. Wool, headgear, gloves, wool, socks, chem lights. This is an emergency blanket and or you can use for a tent or just any kind of cover. I have a compass in here. I have some string, some batteries, chapstick, a lighter, some extra Ziploc bags, rubber bands. Always have a multi-tool. Whatever you're carrying, always have a multi-tool. Always. Another flashlight. I have one here, and I have one up here. That one over there is a solar one. They're real handy. First aid. There's another little pocket knife inside this one. These are Vaseline little cotton balls that you can use for all kinds of things. Starting fire for one. And antibiotic cream, Neosporin. Now I broke these down and put them in these Ziploc bags so they're easier to fit. But this is pretty much a full first aid kit. Super glue. Never leave home without it. I don't care what kind you get, what kind you use. Always have super glue. Blood stop or quick clot. Always have it. Always have a knife. I don't care. It don't got to be nothing fancy. So everything that you see here goes into this bag, that little bag there. If I'm headed to Memphis, if I'm headed to Nashville, my daughter lives in Nashville. My son is stationed out at Little Rock. I go to the VA in Memphis. So anytime I hop in my vehicle, I'm grabbing one of these two bags. If I'm going somewhere for the weekend, I'm grabbing one of these bags and God knows what else. Cheers from Choke Creek.